Voilà, une fois de plus, bienvenue dans cette édition du Morning Call.
Thank you and welcome to this edition of the Morning Call. Now to begin our stories, now coming back to our main stories, we begin in corruption investigation directed towards Emir Sanusi of Kano, Nigeria, over misuse of funds. Well, Mohammed Sanusi, too, has been accused by Nigeria's Anti-Corruption Commission for embezzling 6 million naira, that is approximately 17 million euros. It's being claimed that he used this amount on buying luxury cars, renting planes, and telephone and internet bills. Such allegations do not go well with Emir, who is perceived to be the second most highest Muslim leader coming from Kano region that is well embedded by Muslim Sharia laws.
Mohammed Sanusi, who ascended the throne in 2014, was a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, but was suspended after citing a $20 million fraud at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. The Secretary and Treasurer of the Emirates Council are expected to meet with the Anti-Corruption Agency later today as part of the investigation. Critics say this is politically motivated, but let's find out from Professor Chris Inwakobia, a political analyst in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, Prof, let me pick your thoughts on this matter. This is a man well known, very outspoken on corruption. Now he's been probed.
Well, the first thing is, with respect to Kano State and the Emir of Kano, what is happening essentially is that certain elements are reacting and responding to the comments that the Emir of Kano made regarding the poverty level of the North. Some political elements are not comfortable with those statements. They are not happy with the way he's going about his criticism of government, both at the state and at the federal level. And so what they have decided to do is to either embarrass him or to see if they can remove him. So that is exactly why they came up with the issues of investigating him for corruption. The truth is that they are saying that certain monies have been spent extravagantly, that he is guilty of profligacy. Nobody has actually said that he is corrupt. And so what is happening in Kano, the investigation being conducted by the state government under Gonduje regarding the Emir of Kano is to either embarrass the Emir of Kano or to look for a reason to perhaps remove him, dethrone him as the Emir. I do not think that it is an open fight against corruption. I think they are trying to rein in or hem in the Emir and make him reduce his criticism of the state government as well as the federal government.
But is this the first time a religious leader from northern parts of the country is being critical on government and other state authorities?
Oh, yes, at the level of the North, at the level of the Emirate, at the level of the traditional institutions in the North, it is about the first time in a whole while, in a very long while, that this is happening. And that is why the northern political forces are uncomfortable with the Emir of Kano. But the truth is, if you subject what is happening and what he's saying to a broad, if you interrogate it broadly, you find out that he has done nothing wrong. He's only asking his people to care about the poor, to care about the talakawas, to care about those who are poor and who do not have anything to boast of. You know, that's essentially what he's saying, that the time has come for the northern leadership to think about those who are in the north, who are jobless, who are unemployed, who are poor, who find it difficult to eke out a living. And I do sincerely think that it is a call that is prevalent everywhere in this country now. It's only for them, unfortunate, that the first-class traditional ruler is championing that call.
Now, we all know President Buhari vowed to fight corruption and want power based on that. But would you say this probe in a way indicates government's resolve to prosecute all suspected of mismanaging state funds?
I think that the fight against corruption in Nigeria is ongoing and effective, but more can be done. I think that it took quite a long time for the presidency to respond or to react to the calls by some of us who are, as it were, are supporters of the government to investigate certain allegations of corruption against those who are within government. But it is better late than never. And so now that we have the Secretary to the Federal Government on suspension, now that we have the DG of the National Intelligence Agency on suspension, now that we have certain big elements who are being investigated, I think that there is sizably a fight against corruption. But something fundamentally important is the fact that the government should ensure that it does not give a semblance of favoritism to those who are close to government. So that is where I have a problem. That is where I pick a hole with what is happening. I believe that if we are truly and committedly fighting corruption, we must ensure that if we're using deodorants at the level of the executive, we use deodorants at the level of other agencies of government. If we're using insecticides, we use the same thing at all levels. We must be fair and firm. We must be straight and strict, and we must treat everybody equally. That's exactly what I think will help the fight against corruption in Nigeria.